Hey everybody! Hopefully you just got done watching my last video on how to divide a decimal by a whole number. This video is going to be all about dividing a decimal and a decimal by another decimal. Okay, so we have 18 and 2 tenths divided by 1 and 4 tenths. Now remember, the first number, that's our dividend, so that number is going to go inside of our house. Okay, so we're going to do 18.2 divided by 1.4. Now, the main thing when you're dividing by two decimals is that your divisor, the number out here, cannot have any decimals in it. So what you have to do is move the decimal place until you get a whole number. So my decimal place is here. I would need to move it one spot over to make it a whole number, to make it 14. So over here in my dividend, I have to move the decimal 1 point. Okay, I moved it 1 here, so now I have to move it 1 over here. Okay, so now my new decimal point is here, and then I'm just gonna erase these so I don't get confused, and then I'm ready to divide, all right? So my decimal point, remember, goes straight up, and then we go for it. So how many times does 14 go into 18? Once, right? So 1 times 14 is 14. We're going to subtract and get 42, bring down my 2, right? So now I have 42. And then how many times does 14 go into 42? 3 times. 3 times 14 is 42. So I'm going to subtract and get 0. I don't have any more numbers to bring down. I don't have to add any zeros because remember, when we divide with decimals, we divide until we get to 0. We do not want any remainders. And I've gotten to a 0, so my answer is 13. Let's try another one. Okay, my next problem is ready to go. So we have 2 and 45 hundredths divided by 7 thousandths. And I've already written it up over here. So I've got my dividend under the house and my divisor out here. Now remember, we cannot divide with a whole number over here. So we're gonna have to move that decimal place over until 7 is a whole number, meaning until it's on the other side, okay? So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3 decimal places, and my new decimal place is right there after the 7. So that means I have to move it over here 3 times as well. So 1, 2, 3. That's my new decimal place, but I have an empty spot. What should I do? Put a 0 there, okay? All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and erase my lines so I don't get confused. And this is my new problem, all right? So I'm just gonna extend that over, and we know our decimal point goes straight up. So now I'm ready to divide. So can 7, remember the zeros, we don't really need to worry about them. We're just talking about the 7. So can 7 go into 2? No, so we have to do 24. It can go in there 3 times. 3 times 7 is 21. Okay, we're gonna subtract and get 3. And then I have to bring down my 5. How many times does 7 go into 35? 5 times. I'm going to subtract and get 0, but I'm not done yet, right? Because I have another 0 to bring down. So I have to bring down that 0 and then ask myself, how many times can 7, over here, 7 go into 0? 0 times. 0 times 7 is 0. I'm going to subtract and get 0. And now I have no more numbers to bring down, so I know I'm finished. So my answer is 350. Okay, I'm just gonna do those 2 examples. If you need to watch these again, you can. Otherwise, thanks.